Hey everyone, Marc Victor here. Look, we barely discussed Social Security and Medicare in the debate. I wanted to more fully develop some of my thoughts here in this very brief video. And by the way, I should mention, I've written extensively about this issue at liveandletliverevolution.com. Feel free to check that out. But let me start by saying millions of Americans were forced to pay into the Social Security/Medicare system. And they planned accordingly based on what they were forced to do. I am 100% totally committed to honoring those commitments. The government made that deal, and the government needs to stand by it. But I also want to be clear about Social Security. It's a forced retirement savings program. Nobody should be forced to do anything. So we should end this program. Workers were defrauded by the government. The government never invested any funds. They sold you this bill of goods. We need Social Security so people will have a retirement program. Then they took money out of people's checks and then they blew it. And they recklessly blew it on other things. They turned it into a Ponzi scheme. And we're on a disastrous course right now. We have increasing numbers of retirees and shrinking numbers of workers. And when you're dealing with a Ponzi scheme and there's fewer and fewer people at the bottom and more people at the top, that's called an unsustainable kind of a project. So when I say we should end it, I don't mean we should end it tomorrow. I mean we should transition smartly, carefully, reasonably, transition from what we have now to a private system where people can put that money, it's not taken by the government, but they can put it somewhere else in a responsible investment. Maybe not in Wall Street, maybe in Wall Street, that's your decision. You might put it in some kind of a fund that's a safe fund. You might put it in a bond fund or something else, maybe even a money market account. You could do much better than your return on Social Security depending on where you put it. But where you invest it is your choice. Then we should transition from there to completely ending the program. There are many ways to transition and evolve this program. Yeah, it's going to be expensive. I've talked on my website about some ways that I have envisioned we could actually fund this transition. So we should transition to privatize it, then abolish it. But again, to be clear, because I don't want to be misunderstood on this point, for the people who are getting Social Security right now, that's a deal that the government made, and the government should honor that deal. But what's most important here? What do we really need to be saying on this issue? Let's teach youngsters early on how to save for their retirement. Let's teach them what investing is. They should know about what an equity is. They should know about what a bond is. What's a mutual fund? What's the time value of money? What's compounding interest? Let's teach them about this stuff and get them to be responsible adults. If you're really interested in having a stable financial future, a healthy economy is the best thing we can do. It's the only way to really ensure our financial future. As we're finding out right now with all of this inflation, the government could give you your money, but they're taking it back with the inflation that both the Republicans and the Democrats caused. Let's get back to stable, sound money, stop the government from printing money and taxing relentlessly. Let's get back to a free market economy, the thing that made us the strongest economy, the strongest military, the freest place in the world to begin with. That's what made the United States, America, the best place to live in the first place. Let's get back to our roots. Again, check out my more extensive thoughts on this issue. I've written a whole bunch about Social Security. Go to liveandletliverevolution.com, go to the issues, click on Social Security, you'll see exactly what I think.